All right, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar from application to relocation. We're glad to have you with us today as we dive in one of the most exciting and rapidly evolving areas of global workforce, remote work, and relocation opportunities. We're going to try to keep you entertained and also with some key takeaways from our speakers. I want to introduce them. One of them is Sara Matic here, Senior Marketing and Growth Manager at Joberty. Kristina Orashanin, a recruiter here at Native Teams, and myself, Luka Legac. I'm heading the Global Mobility Department here at Native Teams. I want to start off by commenting a bit how fast, rapidly, basically, the world of work is changing today, and how with it, professionals are actually seeking for more freedom, flexibility, and better career paths. Basically, it has become one of the most important criteria while searching for new job, to be able to have some flexibility and to be able to work remotely. And our goal today here is to provide you with some actionable insights, some proven strategies, and advices which you can use moving forward in helping navigating your search for remote work and relocation. We're also excited to actually announce how Native Teams can help you with your remote work journey, whether it's through EOR or helping with the relocation itself, and also how Joberty plays a key role here in finding your perfect match for the employer, and how to enhance your visibility on the global market. Thank you once again for joining us. I encourage you to ask any questions in the chat. We're gonna try to address them all later after the presentation, but feel free to write as you think of any question as we go. I'm gonna share the screen now with the presentation. You just please let me know when you can see it. Need to get back to key slide. Can you confirm that you see it, please?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, all good. Okay, perfect. I want to comment on some remote work trends per industry and how it has moved throughout the years. Unfortunately, the research I have here is only for a couple of years, to be precise here, from 2019 to 2022. And these trends also have changed a lot in 2023 and 2024, with even bigger percentage of remote workers working remotely in these industries. So we can see the first four, let's say, are standing out compared to the others. And these are IT sector, finance sector and insurance, management of companies and enterprises, and first one being scientific and technical services. I think it's not surprising, because these roles really don't have some ties to workplace, and basically they are able to work remotely. And one of, let's say, the biggest factors in proving this was actually the necessity to work from home when COVID was emerging. And this is why the trends have changed, as you can see, from 2019 to 2021 and 2022, right? And as I said, even more so over the past 2 years. So around 45 to even more percent of that industry is working remotely. And as I said, I think it's not surprising with everything that we see today, and how workers in the IT industry and finance industry, for example, are actively searching for remote jobs, and that is one of the most important criteria for them as well. Yeah, these stats are according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. And I wish to have, as I said, the updated numbers for 2023 and 2024. But for the next webinar, I promise I'll prepare them to see how it moved also from 2022 throughout these last 2 years. I also wanted to comment on some of the top countries for remote work. This is the list according to Nordlayer, which conducted the research based on multiple criterias. Um, Overall quality of life, health insurance coverage, life and work balance, and multiple other factors. So, for example, for Denmark, its strengths are for remote workers include internet quality, inclusiveness, social inclusiveness, and healthcare. While in the Netherlands, for example, the economic stability and other benefits of remote working is what put it in place here. Also, Netherlands is very popular country for tourism, and English is in wide use. So that's another factor why people want to relocate there. It's easy to basically navigate when you're there. You don't have to learn the local languages. Most people speak English. Same in all Scandinavic countries, basically. Germany offers also a good balance between the cost of living and the quality of life, with the world's most affordable internet service, which is interesting. And yeah, this is basically very individual here, based on your needs, what you want to achieve with relocation, whether it's some educational goal, just trying to learn some new language, trying to see some new country, for example, relocating somewhere where you've never been for better quality of life, or whatever the motivation is. This is something that is very individual, but this is the list that is shared by analyzing these couple of factors. Of course, your factors may be different for this. I want to pass you over now to Sara. Sara, as I said, is a senior marketing and growth manager at Joberty. And one interesting feature which Joberty has is this, and which I find the most interesting as well with Joberty, is a perfect match algorithm, which then allows developers, not only developers, but anyone basically using the platform, to see this, to upload their CVs, and to match with the perfect employer, as the name says itself. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Luca. Thanks for the introduction. As Luca said, I am senior marketing and growth manager in Joberty. Just a short introduction. Joberty is a job and review platform, and our goal is to connect developers with right IT companies. And as Luca said, we have a mission to make perfect matches between developers and IT professionals and companies, because we think that not only companies should choose, also developers should be ones who choose where they want to work and how. So, okay, let's start with our topic. To be honest, there is no recipe for a perfect interview answers. We will talk about some tips and tricks, but the most important thing is to be honest with the company and with yourself. Do I really want to work there, or do I really possess skills I want to present? So on the other hand, we are all familiar with the confusion that can arise during interviews, so it's always best to research the company and prepare yourself. So let's start with the top desired skills for 2025. global changes, economic shifts, as we all know, and internal company challenges such as layoffs and, I don't know, system reorganizations, for example, have influenced the job market as well. So these challenges have highlighted the need for specific skills that enable individuals to handle some let's say unpredictable and things and succeed in changing work environment. So now it's not just the tech stack you need to have in your background. For example, when we're talking about the IT and developers, on the first place, for example, when we're talking about skills which HRs are looking for in next years, we have communication skills. So clear and effective communication is essential for collaboration, remote work, and ensuring alignment across diverse teams. And the next one is adaptability to change, the ability to quickly adjust to new processes, tools, and environments. And of course, as we see, as teams become increasingly global, working in multiply cultural environments. So when we're talking about the next thing, about managers and team leaders, they want to see change management expertise, and that's very desired. Sorry, guys, I need 1 minute. So, Christina, please take your part because I don't feel well at the moment. Sorry.
Take your time, Sarah. No worries. No worries. We're here. All right, guys. One thing I forgot to mention is that you can ask the questions in the Q&A section here below, and we'll address them at the end of the session. We received a couple of questions while you were registering for this webinar, so we're going to address them, but feel free to ask as well in the meantime. So hopefully Sarah will be okay, and will continue with her part when she feels okay. But Christina, in the meantime, if you can take over, you can introduce shortly native recruitment services, what we do in this area, and how we can help the participants gather them in our talent base and so on.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And hopefully Sarah feels better soon. But in the meantime, I will cover before she does. So as you probably concluded from Luca's part, we live in a time where remote work has broken down borders and opened incredible opportunities for talents and businesses. But while the possibilities are endless, there are challenges that come with global employment. We will talk about recruitment shortly, but first we can talk about some other issues that are like payments, compliance, and navigating complex local laws. And that is also where native teams can come in. So first, before we talk about recruitment, I would like to give you a quick overview of other things that we do that can be a go-to partner for freelancers and remote workers and global organizations. And we will focus on solutions that are tailored to individual users. So first, native mobility as the most important service for this webinar, because it's focused on handling visa and work permit assistance to ensure a smooth, worry-free relocation for you, where you don't need to worry about admin or compliance issues. Besides that, we have Native Company that can help you get everything you need to start and run your own business smoothly. And that goes from comprehensive legal support and tax reporting to maximizing tax benefits. Basically, we help you to open your company, stay compliant, and save more of your profits. Then we have Native Work. And with this, you get access to tailored employment benefits in your country. You have your taxes managed effectively and receive dedicated local support. as well with Native Pay, where we can help you with creating invoices for global clients, receiving payments in multiple currencies, handling funds from a single hub, and then you can just enjoy a secure financial management, track your payments in real time for added convenience. And as last but not least, we have Native Money that helps you optimize finances with wealth management solutions, and you can plan your taxes and earnings and like access smart financial strategies. So basically, those are the things that can help remote workers and make their life easier. But just to check if you want me to continue, or will Sarah take over with her part?
Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what happened. I think my blood sugar went too low. So I took some banana and now I feel better. So Christina, as you want, you can finish your part, or I can go back to mine.
Yeah, I can finish just so you can get like rested, and then you can take over.
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad you're okay now.
Yeah.
Good. So basically, my introduction would be good for Sarah to continue, because now I would like to shift focus to something that I'm really excited, and that is our recruitment services. So basically, I will introduce you about how that works, and after that, you can get tips and tricks from Sarah to see how you can like nail every interview process. So basically, at Native Teams, we don't just help companies pay and manage remote teams in more than 70 countries. We also connect individuals like yourself with incredible remote opportunities worldwide. So basically, how this works and why it matters to you as a freelancer or remote job seeker, we will talk about that now. Basically, our recruitment services are designed to help companies to find top talent without like hassle of setting up local entities or dealing with complicated compliance processes. And the part that benefits you is that when you join our talent pool, you can gain access to an exclusive network of global companies looking for skilled professionals. So let's just imagine this scenario. You're a freelancer or you are a remote worker and you are looking for your next gig. So how we can help there is that we don't just find work for you. You also get a trusted partner that ensures that you have payments on time, your contracts are secure, also your employment is fully compliant with local laws, and we even offer relocation support if you are interested to locating to some of the top countries for remote workers. So that is what sets us apart from standard recruitment agencies, because we don't just offer recruitment, but we also offer a comprehensive solution for global work. So by joining our talent pool, that is how you are positioning yourself to be matched with employers that are actively seeking your skills. So you may be software developer, you may be graphic designer, you may be someone in the marketing field or something in between, but we are here to connect you with opportunities that align with your expertise and career goals. So one of the things that is the most important for us when it comes to recruitment, that is the candidate experience, and that is the heart of our recruitment process at Native Teams, because we believe that finding the right job should be as seamless and as positive as possible. So from a moment that the candidate applies, we try to have a clear communication with them and a supportive journey throughout the whole way. So how our process usually begins is that we get applicants either to our email or maybe LinkedIn profile, and we start with screening CVs to match candidates with opportunities that align with their skills and career goals. Next thing is that we conduct a personalized interview with selected candidates just to better understand their experience and technical skills, but above that also their motivations and aspirations, because those are important to us as well. And following this interview, we also prepared a detailed report for our client where we highlight your strengths and potential that we see in you that could be beneficial for the role that they are looking for. Throughout this whole process, of course, we try to maintain open communication with candidates just to be on the same page, providing updates to you guys and guidance on the next steps. And this way, we try to make sure that every candidate feels valued and informed. And we try just to create a positive experience from start to finish. Just because we are not hiring for our own company doesn't mean that you don't need to have a good candidate experience. That is always a priority for us. So if you're interested in that and wondering how to get started, it's a really simple process. You can just reach out to us to the email that you see on screen, recruitment@nteams.com. You can upload your CV and just type a subject, I want to be a part of an 80 Recruit talent pool. And from there, we will take care of the rest, and we will try to match you with job opportunities that fit your profile. And of course, we will guide you every step of the way. And by prioritizing a seamless and transparent recruitment process, we do not only ensure the best matches for our clients, but also we create a positive and empowering environment and experience for every candidate. And with that, I will now give my word to Sarah again, so she can give you more tips and tips about how to make sure that everything goes well in the interview process.
Thank you, Christina. I promise everything is going to be okay now. Okay, can we go back to my slide?
Yeah, of course. Do you remember where you paused, or?
Yeah, just to sum up, so the most desirable skills in next year are definitely communication, adaptability, and change management when we are talking about managers. So I hope you understood something I said before, because I don't remember. Okay, we can move to next one. So how to beat AI HR tools. As we are all aware, AI is everywhere around us. Of course, HRs are also using it, and in most cases for first screening. So be aware of that those tools are using keywords. So try to compare your CV, your application, but also your LinkedIn profile with the job description or the role you are targeting, and to use those keywords when applying. Of course, you need to have those skills when you put it in your CV. But be aware that those tools are very often used now by HRs. When we're talking about different, let's say, styles of remote work, you should be aware also that now companies have different, let's say, understanding of remote work. For some companies, remote work is work from home, and for some companies is work from anywhere. So you should be aware of that. Which case is in that specific company in which you want to apply for a position, because in Joberty we saw, because we have those categories, and we saw that very often candidates are not reading very well the job description, and then practically you are wasting your time, but also the time of recruiters and companies. Of course, prepare for some common questions. But of course, if they ask you why do you want to work for them, you shouldn't say because I want to move. Do a research and find out more about the company culture and their values, and see what is in it for you. So use it in your answers. Also, when we're talking about answers regarding questions, when recruiters are asking about your previous experience, STAR method can be very helpful. So just to be clear, when we are talking about the STAR method, in it, S is for situation. So describe a situation that you've been in. T is for task, explain your task. Action, A is for action, how you would perform this task. and R is for resolution. How did the above fix the challenge you were trying to meet? So when you're using this, let's say, method, your answer can make a very good impression. Also, you should have in mind, are you talking with someone from startup or from corporation? When you're talking with startup team members, they are always they always want to see, are you adaptable again? Are you someone who is comfort to wear multiple hats? Did you work in cross-functional teams? So these things are very important for them, and you should definitely highlight it in your application or in interview. And while you're talking with someone from corporation, they probably want to see your experience in similar systems, and do you have experience with similar processes. And for the end, of course, good setup is very important. So be sure to, when you are having interview, to have a okay background, good mic, good headset without noise in the background. Because if you are on the beach during the interview or in the coffee shop, somewhere where there are a lot of people, it can look like you are not that interested in that job. So I try to be short and sweet because I took some time between other parts, but we can go back on some specific details through maybe Q&A section, or
Yeah.
if we need. Yeah.
We received actually one question from the participant. What is the best source for finding and shortlisting companies that are hiring remotely from around the world? Most remote jobs are based in specific region, which I think kills the purpose. What direction should I go into? I think the answer to this question is actually creating a profile in pages such as Joberty and native teams as well, leaving the contact for the talent base, because most of the companies that publish the job ads on Joberty, as Sarah said as well, are searching for remote roles. Yes, it depends then whether it's working from home or working from anywhere. That is one of the differences. But I think starting with companies, with HR agencies and so on, and emphasizing how important this is for you to be able to work remotely is a good starting point, definitely. I wanted to ask the two of you one question. I don't know, Sarah, if you conducted any interviews for internal team members for Joberty.
Yeah.
You have?
Yes. Yes.
What would you say? What would you say if you had to pick, for example, one green flag from the candidate and one red flag from the candidate? What would it be? I think it would be valuable for our participants here to also maybe make them self-conscious of what is a positive and good thing, besides what you mentioned with the star method, which I found really interesting, but also what not to share in the first interview. Christina, I wanted to ask you the same question, so if you can also think of something in the meantime.
Yeah, well, from my side, I really like when a candidate come prepared, and not only with informations about company or about the role, but with specific ideas. I'm not like a fan of giving free advices, of course, but it's very nice when you hear that someone was already thinking about some improvements or some fresh ideas and things like that. And when we are talking about red flags, well, definitely if candidate doesn't show up, because that can also happen, or if you I don't know, send message 5 minutes before a meeting to ask, can we have
Reschedule or something.
reschedule for tomorrow. That can be a red flag, because then you're always thinking what will happen when we are working. Are you always going to act like that? So
Yeah,
that's it.
I would agree. I would agree for like last minute rescheduling. Definitely, there are emergencies
Yeah,
that can come up. Definitely, that's um, something that can happen to anyone, for sure. But for example, multiple reschedules and so on.
exactly.
I think that would definitely be a red flag for myself as well. Christina, do you have some positive examples, green flags? Thank you,
Yeah,
Sarah.
one of the things I like the most when it comes to interviewing candidates is when someone comes prepared with questions. So when someone asks me about what would the onboarding process be like, or do you have any plan for this position in the future? How would you track my performance or something? Because I can see them already visualizing themselves in that position, and that always looks motivating for me to see them like already thinking through and not just showing up to just like be there and try to get the job at any cost, but you seem more passionate that way, and like you are trying to see if a company is good fit for you. You never can forget that even though the interviewer is interviewing you, you are also interviewing them to see if they are a good fit for you. So
Yeah.
if you do so, you seem more motivated. And when it comes to red flags, um, let's not go with the obvious ones, as you said, like not showing up is always a bad thing if there isn't some emergency. But if you are not prepared to like talk about your experience in like some structured and seamless way, and you can't remember maybe a project that you worked on, or you can't form a sentence, basically you seem uninterested. And like as Sarah said, one of the most important skills is to be good at communication. And if you cannot just talk about your past experience and make that sound interesting, it really doesn't, I can see you in your next position basically with us. So those are like mine green and red flags.
I would agree with the green flag. That's like mutual process. It's not only the employer interviewing you, but also you interviewing the employer. If you think of it that way and don't oversell yourself, but actually are trying to find a good fit, which I think is the most important thing. You're in it for the long term. For example, you want to land a great job that you can work on. I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, for example. Then it will come naturally. Don't like overdo it with selling yourself, let's say. I think it will be more natural than for the employer to also see that you are trying to find the best fit and understand, even if it's not a good fit, then even better, you didn't end up in a place where you're gonna search for the exit after 3 months. It's gonna be bad for you, your resume, the employer, everyone in the story. So you really need to make a good assessment of the employer as well. I think that's really important. And when you can sense it on the interview when the candidate is doing it, I think that's definitely a green flag, even if it's not a good fit. Yeah, we can continue with the relocation, which is basically tied to multiple areas here, whether it's your employer asking you to relocate somewhere else, asking you to explore some other market and so on, or it's just your personal decision to use the perks of remote work and decide to relocate somewhere else. I found myself recently in that situation. I'm from Zagreb, Croatia, and I've been working remotely for almost 3 years now. And only now I decided to use these perks and relocate to Spain for half a year, just to see how it would work. So I went through the process. I know how hard it is to, I don't know, starting from finding a good apartment there, finding a community there. If you're going there by yourself, or of course, it's always easier with the family. But there are other administrative stuff as well, which are important and which you must go through, which is obtaining a work permit, a residence permit, and so on. So a couple of important things here to consider while deciding to relocate to another country. So out of that list that I shared previously, which are like top 10 countries to relocate in, of course, as I said, it's very individual. You might want to, I don't know, relocate to another country for another reason. But the most important one is that you choose the country that you like and then do the proper research. So, for example, how hard or easy it is to go there, especially if you're relocating on your own, for example, then matching not only the criteria, but the salary you are earning, the education that you have, and so on, matching with the requirements of certain visa types for the destination country there. I think that's the most important part in narrowing down, in shortlisting these countries where you're eligible to work. When you narrowed it down, for example, to three to five countries, then you can start exploring the benefits from relocating to that country as well. So what's the health insurance like? The pension insurance, does it go through the payroll and so on? The quality of life, the content of that place, for example, the how many things you can do in a day, where to visit, I don't know, some trips that you can take, they're near you, and so on. There are multiple factors there. Education, I don't know, for you, for your kids, for whoever is involved there. These are some important factors. We had, when we were starting this service of offering work permits to our users, it was important to share the information which isn't easily found online. So we had to contact a lot of local lawyers, speak with them, understand the eligibility, the criteria, the requirements, the timelines. So, for example, I need to be aware that it will take, I don't know, 5 months for me to get the work permit for Portugal, for example, or Spain or so. So you can plan accordingly, because this is also one of the important factors. And I think also that taking professional help with relocation is very important because it's a complex process and you are managing it on your own. If you are managing it on your own, you might miss some deadlines, you might miss a paper, you might find yourself in a situation where they want to reject your case, you don't know how to improve the chances of winning, and so on. So this is where the help of an expert is really important in getting approved. Um, of course, here at Native Teams, we are doing it for more than 2 years now, providing this service. We've had more than 150 cases successful cases in these 2 years, with success rate being over 90%. And one of the reasons for that is exactly the first step, which is the assessment, assessing the candidate, speaking with them, not only speaking but also suggesting the countries where they are eligible to go. And then if you get in touch with us, for example, these are my numbers, so to say, this is my salary, this is my diploma, and so on, we are able to offer assistance with suggesting which countries you can relocate to, and so on. And as I said, assessing the candidate is the most important step in proceeding with the visa process, and being confident that it will be accepted. So that's the biggest value, and of course, besides getting rid of all the administrative stuff, which we then handle for our applicants. Well, this was it from us, from the practical part, from the presentation. If we haven't received, we have one more from Boyan here.
Two more. One is in chat.
Yeah, I'm just reading it. I would like to ask if you have any advices for a formal engineer who has a formal background in the automotive industry and is looking for an IT transition. Would you please share them with me? As you say, I've always took an interest in the employer system and way of work, but it's been hard to be noticed. Boyan, I don't know if you're still in the automotive industry. I know that if it's some role which is tied to the workplace, which in this industry it tends to be, and you're looking for a transition in an IT, well, the first step is definitely being able to offer some value to the employer who is searching for some role. Definitely a junior position then, if it is, or somehow tie your current expertise with something in the IT sector. So, for example, if you have some experience with leading a team, for example, these are soft skills that are not applicable only in one industry, but throughout multiple industries, definitely. And then definitely you can emphasize these and score with an IT employer by emphasizing these. So not only focusing on these specific automotive industry skills, but also wider scope of it. I would say, I don't know, Christina or Sarah, if you have some advices for that, but I would go that route if it was me.
Yeah, I can add something. For example, maybe you should start with IT companies who are in automotive. Um, for example, Luxoft, H-Tech, you can do a research, but many companies are now in automotive. Actually, this is the field which is, I think, like having a bigger demand for engineers right now than some others. So definitely research them, and also you can join Joberty and look there for jobs. You can choose filters and your desired environment or whatever. So the algorithm will make a match with the companies which are suitable for you.
Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, mixing both industries in the same company would be perfect transition, I would say.
Yeah.
It, of course, it will take time. You have to be patient with it. Nobody can transfer from one area to another in a day. You know, it will take a couple of years maybe, but you'll end up in the right place taking this road. We have another question in the chat. How to check the employer to be sure? I'm not I'm not sure what do you mean check, but for example, this is also one of the features on Joberty platform, rating of the employer. Sarah, if you can explain it a bit better, I think it will answer Maria's question.
Yeah. But you can also use different platforms. We don't want to be like Joberty pitch, but yeah, this is one of our feature. So as I mentioned, we have reviews on our platform. So former employees and current team members are leaving anonymously their reviews about their experience. So you can read about different categories. You can read about salaries, about projects, about team, environment, culture. So you can check them there. And as Lucas said, you then have like the general review of the company based on those reviews. But the good thing is we are all different, and some things are not same for all of us. For example, for me, culture in company is very important. For someone, projects are the main thing that they are looking before applying for a job. So you can choose different fields and read reviews from real people who worked there or
Yeah.
are still working there.
And of
Yeah.
course, you can always, like as Sarah said, if you're interested in projects, check their website to see what they're working on. If you're interested about in maybe employee turnover, maybe go to the LinkedIn profiles of various workers to see for how long they've been part of company. If nobody stays in the company longer than maybe 6, 7, 8 months, that is definitely a red flag. You can also check, for example, in Serbia, we have a company wall. I think it exists in some other countries as well. There you can see like average gross salary of employees. So you can gain insight about maybe what would be the best salary that you desire, because another of your questions would be what is like perfect answer to questions about the salary. It's always best to be honest about that. But when it comes to the research, again, you can always like do those things. And another part of the research is directly on the interview. If you ask question about onboarding, about tracking performance, about their plans for you in the future, and they don't have a definite answer, that is a red flag for you from their side, because they don't have a plan for you. Maybe they don't have a good onboarding process, so you would be left in the chaos in like your next role. So those are the things that you need like to put your attention to.
Yeah, I would say there is no golden answer to question about the salary. It's always negotiation. It shouldn't be a taboo topic, so to say. You have your own expectations. The employer has their expectations. Uh, Somebody has to say it first. So at the end, you're both gonna say it, and definitely you know how valuable your work is if you're able to do some self-assessment and so on, but also getting some objective data. Nowadays you can use the AI for that as well. What is the average salary in this industry, in this country, in this company? Even as Christina said, you're able to do the research online. So that is what we are talking about while mentioning being prepared for the interview. So knowing your employer already, potential future employer. I mean, these are basic things. I think to do the proper research and prepare for the interview. I don't think it should take more than 1 hour of research. I don't know, ladies, if you agree with me, but like dedicating 1 hour,
Definitely.
yeah, 1 hour should do the job, definitely. For it's really not that hard. It shouldn't be that hard, and it is drastically improving your chances of getting a positive answer from the potential employer.
Yeah, if I can add something, Luca,
Yeah, of course.
regarding Maria's question. Actually, we had an expert on Joberty webinars and she's expert for like gender gap. We still have gender gap in all industries. We were talking about gender gap in IT, and she gave advice that girls should always ask for a 20% higher salary, because we are afraid, and in most of cases we will get that bigger salary. So Maria, maybe
Yeah.
that can be also useful advice.
Yeah, of course, of course. Never underestimate yourself, but also be aware of, as I said, the industry standards. I don't know. For my, I guess it depends, kind of from person to person. I myself, when I had uh, like less experience, let's say, was also afraid to ask for something more. I always went with almost the same or like a little increase in the salary between the jobs. The more experience you gain, the more confident you are in your work, the better you'll be able to assess your value and share that number. And as Christina mentioned in the beginning, and as I agreed with her, it's like the interview is both ways. So if it's not something that you're searching for, that's also one of the criteria for yourself. Don't be afraid to share something. Don't overdo it as well. You can shoot for the moon as well. That's one of the tactics possibly. But being well informed about the salaries is, I think, how you'll make the best suggestion to you for your salary, let's say. All right. Let's see if we have any other questions. I know that we received a couple in the registration forms. Let me just briefly go through them. I'll pick a few. Okay, what are the common mistakes applicants make when applying for remote jobs? I think we already addressed that with green flags and red flags, so we can skip this one. What
We
are the
can
best?
say not reading job description. Read job description and apply if you are relevant.
Yeah, of course, of course. What are the key factors to consider when choosing a country for relocation as remote worker? I think we already addressed that as well. It's pretty individual, as we said. You must decide for yourself what is top criteria you have for relocation. How can someone new to remote work ensure they're finding legitimate opportunities and avoiding scams? That's an interesting one. Well, I would say that research is a big part of that. When I was starting um, my work for native teams, actually, it was only a company of 25 people. And I came from a larger company, and this was an international company, being able to work remotely and so on. It sounded very, very good, and it could easily be something that would be a scam in the end. But since I did the research about the people that were working here, saw that they are real people and so on. They have some working history and so on. I was confident. Okay, this is a real company offering a real job. It's not a scam. If you can't find anything on it, there are like a couple of cases of people that I know that have been on the interviews for some. It wasn't a full scam, but some of these pyramid schemes and so on. So you don't get the full picture on the first interview. I think it's very important to understand fully what their product is, what services do they provide, and so on. What would your role in it be? And to again, we cannot repeat this enough times today, and do the research about this company. Whatever is out there, you need to find it to be sure that it's the real deal. It's also that sense, that feeling you get on the interview. You need to follow that intuition as well. If it's something that is fishy, better not take it. Maybe better not risk it, unless you're, of course, unemployed and you have nothing to lose. Then why not? Unless you're asked to invest some money in it, then okay, it's a red flag, another red flag, definitely. All right, let's see what else we have. Can you share examples of companies that have successfully used native teams for global hiring? Yes, basically the list of our partners is on our website. It's publicly accessible information, especially the ones that were collaborative enough to put their logos there. You can check them out on our websites. For tech professionals, what are the most in-demand programming languages or roles in the remote job market? Sara, I think this one is perfect for you. No?
No, I said, oh, yes. Yes, but this is always difficult to answer because Okay, it changed fast, but also it depends. Are we talking about juniors? Are we talking about mid-years, seniors? Are we talking about different markets? So, for example, in some the last research we did, I think .NET was very desirable. Also, DevOps and Java is also like the hot language everyone needs.
Yeah, it's good to be aware of these trends if you want to start learning something.
And of course, sorry, everything which is connected with AI and
Yeah,
data science and similar skills.
yeah, very popular skills nowadays.
Yeah, and cybersecurity. Actually, I know more than I thought. Cybersecurity is also a hot topic, so these experts are also very wanted right now.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. All right. I want to thank again everyone for participating here. I hope you got some actionable insights and valuable insights in the industry. I hope we answered most of your questions, if not all. I'm encouraging you for the next webinar as well to share these questions as you have by now in advance, because we are then forming the session according to your questions to answer most of them during the presentation, and maybe go a bit wider with the topics that you are interested in. So that's valuable for us to get it up front.
Yeah, and guys,
Well,
sorry once again for blacking out. It was a long day and a long
it's
year.
okay.
This
It's
happens
okay.
in a live program.
We'll forgive you this time.
Yeah,
This
thank
time.
you. I hope everything else was okay.
Yeah, it was. It was. Thank you, Sarah, for also participating here with us. Christina as well. Thank you so much. And see you on one of our next webinars, guys. I hope you have a nice evening.
You
Enjoy your
too.
day. Bye, bye,
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
bye.
Bye.